What's the most I've ever spent on a bottle of bourbon, and would I spend that amount again? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we're going to be going over the 5 most expensive bottles of bourbons on my shelves and asking the question, would I buy this bottle of bourbon again for this price? Before we get into my list, though, as always, I want to know down in the comments, what is the most amount of money you have spent on a bottle of bourbon? I know this is a very subjective situation and subject. I know some guys enjoy secondary, they live off of that. Some guys are fully against it. I want to know what the most amount of money is you've spent on a bottle of bourbon down below. Make sure you guys drop that like and leave that comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. And one more thing, this is pretty freaking cool. Right here in this beautiful, beautiful box, this is holding 3 samples for our very first barrel pick. This is going to be released to the Patreons first, so make sure you guys check that link out down below. For as little as $2 a month, you can join in on the Patreon. We are doing a bottle raffle for whoever purchases a bottle from that barrel, and we are also, if you want to join in on the fun, we're doing a live stream where I end up picking this specific pick, and you guys get to help me do that. So check that link out down below for the Patreon. But without further ado, let's get into our honorable mention, because this one is an expensive one and it was a fun one and I was very happy to get it. But would I buy it again? Let's find out. Our honorable mention goes to 2XO Gem of Kentucky. Now, I spent $200 on this bottle, and this is an absolute beautiful, beautiful bottle. I think that this might be the most beautiful bottle of bourbon on my shelf, but it's all about the whiskey inside of it. We'll do another video going over what I think are the sexiest bottles of bourbons on the market right now, but we're talking about the juice inside. The juice inside of this is really freaking good, but like I said previously in a video a while back, I want more transparency. We have absolutely no idea what is in this bottle. Now, it's good juice, don't get me wrong. It is very good juice. But for $200, I want a little bit more transparency, and because of that, I will not be buying another bottle of 2XO Gem of Kentucky until we get a little bit more information about what is exactly going inside of this bottle. So our honorable mention is in big old X. We're not buying it again. All right, honorable mentions aside, we are getting into bottle number 5. Bottle number 5 is going to be going to our newest pickup. This is going to be the Russell's Reserve 15 year. Now, I got a deal on this bottle. This is typically a bottle going for about $250 off of regular MSRP. Secondary, this is hitting around $400. I was lucky enough to acquire this bottle for just at $200. And man, oh man, it is an absolute stud muffin of a bottle. Absolutely love this Russell's Reserve 15 year. You cannot go wrong with it. At $250, I think it is an absolute must get. At $275, I still think that pushing that $300 mark is where I'm like, am I really willing to shell out this amount of money for this bottle? I think at $300, I'd still say yes, but anything over $300, I would say no. But at the $200 mark where I got lucky at, I think this is an all-day, everyday kind of a pickup. And that's not saying I'd sell it on secondary. I would keep a backup on my backup in the bunker so that I had this Russell's 15 year on deck all the time. This is a great, great bottle and possibly one of the best for 2024. Let's get into our number 4 bottle right now. Our number 4 bottle is going to go to the GOAT himself, the George T Stagg 2023, coming in at 135 proof. You guys know about this bottle. I was able to get this bottle through a little bit of a trade, but I did have to spend $220 to get this bottle. So I spent $220 on a Van Winkle Lot B 12 year, and I did an outright trade for this bottle. So technically you could say the bottle was free, but the bottle I had bought to get this bottle was $220, and I think that I definitely want gone out on that trade. Forgetting George T Stagg for $220, in my personal opinion, is an absolute steal in this day and age in the bourbon world, and it's definitely lived up to the hype. I love this bottle so much. We're getting down there a little bit. I'm scared to drink any bit more of this because, you know, I would love to be able to get a backup of it. Don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. This is a definite, just like, super sipper saver of a bottle. You don't want to go through this one super quickly, so I'm trying to save this one as best as I can, but it's got to go against other things and blinds and stuff like that so I can give you guys some fun videos. So that's, again, check out that Patreon. Helps out the channel like you wouldn't believe. But nonetheless, George T Stagg 2023, we spent $220 on it, and I would 100% spend that amount on this bottle. Again, let's get into our number 3 bottle. Our number 3 bottle is going to go to E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. This one specifically is batch 10. You guys know about this one. It has been in a bunch of the blinds on the channel and so on and so forth. We are getting down low on this bottle. This bottle was my wedding day pour. Thank you again to Kevin for getting this bottle for me. But this one's coming in 127.3 proof, and we spent $225 on this bottle. Now, this is a bottle that MSRP's at about $75, $80, some places $90. I really can't remember what the exact MSRP on this is, but yes, we spent $230 on this bottle. Secondary is anywhere from $4 to $4.50 depending on the specific batch. I think this one is one of the more sought after batches on secondary markets. I've seen it go upwards of $475, sometimes $500. So I think I did win out on this bottle right here. The batch 10 is really good. I definitely want to be able to get my hands on the newer batches that are released. Batch 12 wasn't the best. Batch 11 was okay, but nonetheless, $230. Would I spend that again on another E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof? I think I have to be able to try or get other reviews of that specific batch to shell out that amount of money for one of these again. But because these are single year releases, other than like the Stagg Juniors that are, 2, now pushing 3 batches released a year, I think that, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more elegant and celebratory worthy, I think $230 is probably the max. $250 would be the max I would shell out for one of these, but nonetheless, each Taylor Barrel Proof, $230, great buy in my personal opinion. Let's get into bottle number 2. Bottle number 2 is going to go to the Maker's Mark Cellar Age. This is the 2023 release. This is the 11 and 12 year old Maker's Mark, coming in at 115.7 proof. I spent roughly about $240 in a trade and some extra cash for this bottle. It's a great bottle, but you guys know my opinions on this bottle at the moment, where it stands. We did a blind with my top 5 highest proofed, high priced bottles and 5 low priced, high proof bottles, and this bottle got dead last. It's a great bottle on its own, but when you put it up against other things, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and it doesn't hold its own. It doesn't hold up like it should as a high priced, higher proofed bottle of bourbon. It doesn't drink like it should. Now, nonetheless, it's good for what it is, but would I shell out that amount of money for it again? No. Would I spend MSRP on it? No. Why? Because I just don't think it is what that is worth it in the bottle. It's just not that good in my opinion. Is it a $100 whiskey? Probably. $150, $175? No. So Maker's Mark Cellar Age does not make that cut. This is another big old X in my opinion. But without further ado, let's get into the highest paid bottle of bourbon that I have ever spent my wallet on. Our most expensive bottle of bourbon we have ever purchased is going to go to this 10-year-old Willet Purple Top, coming in at 129.6 proof. Now, as most of you know, this bottle did win our 10 bottle bourbon blind. Came in with a big old whopping score of 22 point something, beat out the number 2 by over a point, and this was absolutely incredible. As you guys can see on the back there, it is a very big shorty. It's coming in with a bottle yield of 71. We've got bottle number 52. This is the NJ Selection Thunder Road. We won this bottle in the bourbon raffle from Roger Wilco, and we spent $300 on this. Yes, we got it for just at that MSRP. I think MSRP is like $325, $330. We got it for a little bit under that because, well, we did have to crack it open at the store to take it home. Is that right? I don't know. Is that wrong? I don't know. But still, at the end of the day, $300 is what we shelled out for this bottle, and it turns out it's the best bottle of bourbon on my shelf in a complete blind. And am I happy about that? 100% I'm happy about that. You can bet your bottom dollar on that one. Would I shell out $300 for another bottle of bourbon? That's the hard question. I don't know. This is the bottle where it's like, I don't know. If I had another bottle offered to me from this specific barrel at $300, I might have to pull the trigger because it's just that darn good. But I have heard so many horror stories with Willet Purple Tops that they're just not that good. They're not worth it, blah, blah, blah. I made out like a bandit with this bottle, and I apologize, and I feel so bad for a lot of those of you that have not made out like myself. So, there you guys have it. Let's pull out those other bottles right now again. You know, it's kind of crazy looking at this lineup right here to think that I spent less on a George T Stagg than I did on an E.H. Taylor barrel proof, as well as the Russell's Reserve 15-year, and that the second most expensive bottle on my shelves is a Maker's Mark Cellar Age. It's the second most I've spent on a bottle. This is where it's at, guys. Like, where do we put our money in the bourbon world? You know, it's going to be whatever you feel is best. Like I said, guys, check out that Patreon. We are doing our very first barrel pick. I am super, super ecstatic for this. Like I said, this is a 10-year-old Kentucky bourbon at barrel proof. You guys don't want to miss out on this one. This is going to be a big, big, big pick, and I'm very, very excited for it. So check that link out down below for the Patreon. Like I said, I want to know what you have spent most on a bottle of bourbon in that comment section down below. Leave that like, smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.